Hello, and thanks for watching what I hope is a very informative and educational video. Also one that won't take too much of your time, that should help you better understand how to compare offers or get lenders to compete to earn your business. And when lenders compete and when you shop for loans, not only will you likely secure yourself the best deal possible, but you can also feel very confident that what you're getting is indeed the best deal. Now, this video is also going to introduce to many of you some brand new forms that you're likely not familiar with. Now, if you're a brand new homeowner and these are the same forms that you saw when you bought your house, no big deal. But as of October 3rd, 2015, some forms that have been around for about the last 30 years in the mortgage industry are no longer being used. That would be the good faith estimate and the truth in lending statement. Both the good faith estimate and the truth in lending statement have been combined into a brand new form that looks like this, and it is known as a loan estimate. Okay, loan estimate. So become familiar with this. And now that I've got it up on my screen here, let's jump right into it. What we're looking at right here is a 3.5% fixed rate VA loan. Okay, now let's just say this happened to be from a competitor of ours, even though you can see this is a form that we have prepared. And we had Joe or Jane, a homeowner, come to us and show us that they were getting a 3.5% fixed rate VA loan, and they wanted to see what we could do. Well, one of the things that we could do right off the bat is we could offer them a 3.25% fixed rate loan. Okay, make this a little bit smaller. And one might think right off the starting line, well, 3.25, it's also fixed, it's also VA, and it is also locked like the other one we were looking at. This must be a better deal. And frankly, I would say it probably is in most cases, but let's make sure that we put both of these offers side by side and we compare them. Okay, so here we are side by side. Both are VA loans, both are fixed rates, both are locked. That is very important on page 1 of the loan estimate, that you're making sure you have the same type of product, fixed or adjustable, that it's a VA product, if that's what you're trying to do, and that it's locked. Now, why is it being locked so important? You know, if you don't ask someone to send you a locked estimate, then make sure you're only comparing estimates that are floating or not locked, because until a loan is locked, a lender can say whatever they want. Now, I would suggest that lenders get in the habit, like we are here at Low VA Rates, of only offering unlocked or floating loans in a reasonable range of what is likely to happen that day. But for us to really compete, we need to look at locked loan estimates. If not, then our $250 guarantee, which you are likely knowledgeable of, and if not, then please ask a loan officer how our $250 guarantee works. But in short, if you can find a deal that we cannot beat, we will pay you $250. However, when you're asking us to put our money where our mouth is, we are going to ask that the lender that you're getting us to compete with provide you with a locked loan estimate. So there's page 1. Let's go look at page 2 and determine what's important on page 2. Okay, this page 2 happens to be the page 2 of the 3.5% rate. So it's a higher rate than the 3.25. You're going to want to come right to the top of page 2 of the loan estimate. You're going to look at letter A, origination charges. And the total is really all that's important to you. But if you want to see a breakdown of that total, you're welcome to. The most important is, generally speaking, discount points, now referred to on the loan estimate simply as points. And then there's normally origination fees or origination charges and possibly some other small charges. Okay, so let me put these side by side, the 3.5% and the 3.25. Just a moment. Okay, hopefully your screen's not too small, or the font's not too small, but look here. You've got origination charges at the 3.5% rate of $2,200. You have origination charges on the 3.25% of $3,900. So about what is that, about $1,700 in additional closing costs? Well, you'll notice that to get this lower rate of 3.25, there's 1.75 points, where there's only 1.25 points for this. That's a very basic idea of how the mortgage world works. The lower interest rate you try to secure for yourself, the more you're going to pay that lender. And we have a whole slew of videos on our YouTube page and also on our frequently asked questions on our website as to how discount points and closing costs work. But this is important that you understand. You look at that. Now, if you're very sensitive about costs, you may opt to take a bit higher rate, 3.5%, with lower closing costs. Again, most people want the lowest rate and the lowest possible payment. Now, what else is important on this page? The only other thing I would suggest you look at when shopping, though everything is important, keep in mind services you cannot shop for, government fees and taxes, hazard insurance, escrows, all of this stuff over here, title fees and whatnot that you can shop for. We don't really have control as a lender of those fees. The lender has complete control on origination charges. So for shopping, I suggest that's really where you look. And then the other part you'll notice on this particular loan that we highlight is lender credits. Sometimes if you take a high enough interest rate from the lender, they will actually give you a credit for your closing costs. You'll notice on both of these deals, there are absolutely no lender credits. Forgot to highlight it here. Lower closing costs on one compared to the other, but absolutely no lender credits. So let's look at the third and final page of the loan estimate. Now, the third and final page of the loan estimate is where we disclose the APR. This used to be on your truth in lending statement. It's now on the third page of your loan estimate. By its definition, and to keep things simple, the lower the APR, the cheaper the loan is for you. That's what the whole APR calculation was intended to do from day one, and it was to make comparing different loan options easier for the consumer, and one could make the conclusion that the lower the APR, this would be the lower of the two APRs, the lower the true cost of borrowing money. Now, again, some people are closing cost sensitive because they possibly plan on selling or moving sometime in the near to short-term future, and therefore it may make sense to take a 3.5% rate or even higher and lower closing costs. But again, compare loan estimates and go through page 1, 2, and 3, simply looking at the most important information. Now, please stay with me. I will hope to fly through the next example quickly. It's going to be two adjustable rate mortgages at the exact same interest rate, but lower closing costs. And this is more similar of a situation which happens when you get two or more lenders to compete. So let's go there quickly. Okay, now you've got a 2.25%, a 2.25%. You'll notice this loan amount is about 432, where this loan amount is right around 430. It's just a hair under 430. Both exact same loans. However, let's check. We've got an adjustable rate mortgage. We've got an adjustable rate mortgage, so we're comparing apples to apples. It's VA, apples to apples. Both are locked. Both loans are locked. So that means we're comparing apples to apples. The interest rate is the same on both, but we notice one appears to have a higher loan amount than the other. Again, that does not necessarily mean the higher loan amount is costing more money, because depending on how your lender decides to disclose certain estimated closing costs, we're not worried about anything else on this first page. Let's go to page 2. Okay, here we see page 2. Both loans have 2 points to buy them down. Both loans have 2 points, almost the exact same number. However, this loan has an origination fee of about $4,000, and this loan's origination fee is half. So here we have what appears to be a less expensive loan. Where else were we supposed to look? We were supposed to look and see if there was any lender credits. This loan has no lender credits, and this loan has no lender credits. So far, this loan with the $2,000 origination fee at 2.25 ARM seems to be the better deal. Let's see who's giving it to us. Well, I thought we were going to see low VA rates up here, but the lender's name is not on page 2. And then last but not least, we are going to want to look at the APR. Again, as I've mentioned, generally speaking, the lower the APR, the better your deal. This loan on the right has a lower APR. Why would that be if it has the exact same interest rate? Both loans are charging 2 discount points. Well, because this loan here has a lower origination fee or less origination charges than the loan on the left. So I would go with this lender. If that happened to be a deal we could not beat here at low VA rates, then we would follow our rules and regulations, which you can find on our website, and we would see if indeed you were able to get a better deal than what we could offer. And all of that information can be found at our website, lowvarates.com/lowest-APR. And if you need more help, you can ask one of our loan officers to direct you. Thanks for watching, and I hope that has made shopping for your loan much easier.